Hello everyone, and welcome to this video, which is in our Engine Snack series. I'm Grandmaster Matthew Sadler, and we're taking a look at a really interesting passage of play in the game between Stockfish and Komodo Dragon, TCEC Season 22 SuperFinal, Game 12. In my new book, The Silicon Road to Chess Improvement, I've got a whole chapter devoted to attacking rhythm. And this is about my observation that many great engine attacks, they're not just simple direct attacks. Often in the middle you've got consolidating moves, strengthening moves that you really wouldn't expect to see. And it's all about rhythm, knowing when to go forwards and when to consolidate. And well, the example that I give in the book is the coruscating game, Stockfish against Houdini, Season 17 Division P. And well, I can thoroughly recommend to have a look at this game if you haven't seen it already. But I thought very much of this one when watching Stockfish play against Komodo. This opening was one of Jeroen's dodgy Sicilians. White's already well launched in the attack. When Stockfish was black in this position, it played pretty well actually. It played bishop d7, knight b3, and now a5, just mobilizing the queenside pawns. Bishop d4 happened, rook h7, queen d3, g3, just distracting, and when the queen came back, b4, and well, this was still very dangerous. I mean, this amazing idea happened, h5, but somehow you felt that black had managed to make some steps towards generating counterplay against white's king. Now in the reverse, Komodo played the move queen b7. What is the aim of queen b7? Well, in the Stockfish game, you see that black developed the pieces quietly, brought some pawns into play, really tried to involve all of its queenside pieces in the attack. Obviously, you know, the rook wasn't developed from a8, but if you play b4, a takes b4, a takes b4, then the rook gets involved. What Komodo was trying with queen b7 was actually to really accelerate that process, play b4 and then get the queen onto b4 and combine with the knight against the pawn on b2. I guess the key question is in this one, is black able, with just the queen and the knight in play, to push white back, to really halt white's attacking momentum? Or are you going to find that this is just a temporary initiative from black, and that black's going to get pushed back? Well, I suppose you can sort of guess which one it is, but the way that happens is tremendously subtle. And actually only seen by Stockfish. None of the other engines really understood this, and you see that in the assessment of the other engines, and also in the moves that they didn't play. So Stockfish answered with this consolidating move, king b1. So, you know, a black attacking move like queen b7 met by a white consolidating move, that attacking rhythm again. b4, takes, knight b3, and now a5, and this is really critical. You know, I mean, it's really very important, you know, that that white has something prepared, because the pawn on a4 is coming, and well, that could be rather unpleasant. However, what Stockfish came up with was the following. First of all, bishop d4, and this is just a very useful move. Forcing rook h7 just means that the king can't get castled on the king side. The next follow-up was this gorgeous move, bishop c5. So we've interrupted the coordination of black's pieces, and now this move bishop c5 is coming in, forcing back the queen on b4. Now what is happening here? If d takes c5, then queen c7 is really strong, threatening mates on d8, threatening queen c6 check. So after bishop c5, black went queen b7, and now another very subtle idea, queen d3, just hitting the knight, forcing it away. Queen a6, black really tries to keep that knight on c4. You don't want to end up playing something like knight e5 when, well, there's even moves like just queen b5 check, knight takes b5, and well, we've got knight c7, and also d6 is possible. So after queen d3, queen a6 was played, and now bishop d4, just retreating, a4, knight d2, knight e5, and queen g3. And actually looking at what's happened from move 17 to move 26, it isn't amazingly clear, that that white has gained so much and black has gained so little. However, the big problem is that the black knight has been moved away from the white queen side. The b file has been opened, but it's still pretty solidly defended. And meanwhile, we've got threats like bishop takes e5 just opening up the centre. The rook on h7 is, well, just stuck really. Black's position is lacking coordination. And, after a3 that was played, b3, queen a5, queen e3, you just started to see white taking control and black unable to do anything at all. Bishop a6 was played, bishop b6, queen b4, knight a2, queen b5, c4, queen c6, king a1. And, well, after rook h8, f6, I think you start to gather the full horror of what has happened to black. The queenside attack has been completely held back, and b3, c4 shuts out all the black pieces. The rook has been completely shut out by this pawn structure. The bishop can't move. Even if this bishop could move, black can't castle kingside because the rook has had to move. And white's just going to gradually expand, start removing active pieces like this knight on e5, and just leave black with only its disastrous pieces. A really amazing bit of strategy from Stockfish, and yeah, it's kind of an attacking Sicilian that suddenly Stockfish ends up playing lots of consolidating moves before later moving in for the kill. Really amazing.